welcome on into our first installment of Around the Big Sky. We are your hosts, Karl and Blake Barington. Today we'll take a look at what's been going on in Big Sky soccer, golf, cross country, and volleyball. And later we will be joined by Northern Arizona senior middle blocker, Akin.
First, let's take a look at Big Sky soccer. Sacramento State leads the Big Sky heading into Week 4 with a 3-1-2 record on the season. The Hornets have been led offensively by junior Kim Bustillos, who has a league-best 9 points and 4 goals this season. On the defensive end, Aaliyah Fazili leads the Big Sky with a .93 goals against average and 84% save percentage. Big Sky Players of the Week went to Northern Colorado's Kara Quinn and Weber State's Caitlin Bradley. Quinn recorded 2-game winners in UNC's wins over Grand Canyon and Austin Peay and totaled 5 points on the week. In her first career start, Bradley made 6 saves in a 1-0 shutout win over Nevada in double overtime. This week's action gets underway Thursday with 18 matches on this week's slate. On Big Sky campuses this weekend, Sacramento State welcomes in San Jose State and Toledo. Montana hosts Cal Poly in Wyoming, while Idaho State plays host to St. Mary's. Lastly, Weber State wraps up the weekend with a home match against Fresno State. To stay up to date with the Big Sky Conference, follow us on Facebook by searching Big Sky Conference and at Big Sky Conf on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. Big Sky Cross Country is 2 weeks into their season as 7 men's teams and 4 women's teams are ranked in the USTF CCCA Mountain Region poll. 3-time defending NCAA champion Northern Arizona tops the national poll. The Lumberjacks hosted the 39th annual George Kite Classic last weekend in Flagstaff, with sophomore Ryan Raff coming away with the individual crown in a time of 21:52 over the 4.5-mile course. On the women's side, Weber State senior Lexi Thompson captured first at the College of Southern Idaho Invitational with a 5K time of 18:03. Thompson's time shattered the CSI course record by 34 seconds to guide the Wildcats to a first-place team finish ahead of Utah, Northwest Nazarene, Southern Idaho, and Westminster. 6 Big Sky teams are in action this week, with Eastern Washington, Idaho, and Portland State attending the Cougar Classic in Washington. Sacramento State and Southern Utah will head to the UC Riverside Invitational, while Weber State will compete at the BYU Invitational.
Big Sky Golf is now 2 weeks into their fall season. Southern Utah's Jake Vincent captured Men's Golfer of the Week honors this week after winning the Gene Miranda Falcon Invitational with a 7-under par score of 209 for the third individual title of his career. Northern Arizona's Alexandra Chekalina was named the Big Sky Women's Golfer of the Week following a third-place finish at the Hobble Creek Fall Classic. She shot a 1-over par 214. Binghamton, Hartford, Idaho, Northern Colorado, and Sacramento State are in action this week for the men. On the women's side, Eastern Washington, Idaho, Idaho State, Montana State, and Weber State will all hit the links. Big Sky Volleyball completed their second week of competition in the 2019 season. Southern Utah sits at the top of the standings with a 5-1 record after starting the season on a 5-match win streak. Weber State and Northern Colorado are both tied for second with a 4-2 record, while preseason favorite Northern Arizona is fourth with a record of 3-3. Northern Arizona swept the Big Sky Player of the Week awards, with Sydney Lima earning Big Sky Offensive Player of the Week honors and Akin earning Big Sky Defensive Player of the Week honors. Lima averaged 2.5 kills per set and hit 33.8% in 3 matches over the weekend. Akin was a force on defense for the Lumberjacks and averaged 1.92 blocks for a total of 23 blocks, including 5 solo blocks. This weekend, Big Sky teams will compete in a total of 31 matches, with Northern Arizona, Portland State, and Montana hosting tournaments. Sacramento State, Southern Utah, and Weber State will travel back east for their weekend matchups. The Thunderbirds will travel the farthest as they head to Boca Raton, Florida to compete in the Owl Classic hosted by FAU. Weber State will play in Springfield, Missouri, and Sacramento State's matches will get underway in Chicago on Friday. Eastern Washington is on the road in Phoenix, Arizona. Idaho State travels to Pullman, Washington, and Idaho will be in Las Vegas, Nevada. Montana State will travel down the road to Missoula to compete in the Farmers State Bank Invitational hosted by the University of Montana. And Northern Colorado will head west to Santa Clara, California. When we return, we will be joined by Northern Arizona's senior middle blocker, Akin, and this week's Big Sky Defensive Player of the Week.
Need a hotel for work or just a night away? With over 50 hotels open and more on the way, we want to be your home away from home. My Place Hotels is proud to be the official hotel of the Big Sky Conference.
Joining us on the show today is senior volleyball student-athlete Akin from Northern Arizona. Abby, thanks for joining us on the show, and congratulations so far on your senior season.
Oh, thank you so much.
Abby was named the Defensive Player of the Week after a great performance this past weekend where she averaged 1.92 blocks per set after 3 games. How has it been for you this year, being your senior season?
There's definitely been some challenges. With the new team coming off of last year. Uh, I've tried to take it one day at a time and kind of enjoy like my last season playing.
As a team, you faced some really good opponents, including nationally ranked Michigan on the first weekend. What do you do to mentally prepare for games like that?
I try not to overthink a lot because I can kind of get in my own head and psych myself out. So if I'm able to relax during a match and especially before the match, then I'll perform pretty well.
What would you like to see this team accomplish on the court this season?
Probably just like building off of last year and becoming a stronger team with more like cohesion and like a team that can face adversity and also be successful off of that adversity.
NAU was picked as the preseason favorite, and they're the reigning Big Sky Conference champions. Does that add any additional pressure for you guys to perform?
I don't think so, no. Like, we've had seasons where that's happened before, and we build a culture at NAU where outside pressure and people, like, looking at us and, like, expecting stuff to happen within our team, we try to block it all out. So I wouldn't say that, like, the preseason pick has, like, a huge impact. It was just, like, something that happened, and we're really grateful for it, and then we're just trying to build off of that.
All right, now you lead the conference in career hitting percentage. Is there something you look for when you attack the net, or is it just something that kind of comes natural for you?
Well, I've been playing for a while, and it definitely came natural my freshman year, but I've like started working with Ken and working with the team a lot. I developed like a skill, like a good vision for the court. I wouldn't say it's natural. It's like I worked hard to be where I'm at, and I honestly couldn't do it without like a support system around me.
Now, both of your parents played sport at NAU. Your dad was a basketball player and your mom was a volleyball player. What was it like growing up in a household that kind of had some good athletes in it?
It was definitely a competitive household. We would come up for like alumni matches at NAU, and I definitely have like distinct memories being in Roll Activity Center when I was younger, and like how it's different now. But I have two younger brothers as well, and they're super competitive. So I guess just being in that kind of environment I think it's fun, but it also kind of prepared me for now.
So did you know you always wanted to go to NAU?
I would say so, yeah. I think there were a lot of factors that played into me coming to NAU that just lined up for where I was at in my life, and there was definitely like this push for NAU for my parents just because they wanted to see me play here. But in the end, it was also my decision to make.
So what's that kind of been like to, follow in their footsteps, know that they kind of built a legacy and you're kind of continuing that on?
It's really rewarding, in my opinion, to see something that my parents were a part of, and then for me to also be a part of. Like, I think it has like a sense of pride and sense of ownership because of how close my family is, but also how they've also given back to the NAU community.
Now, in school, you're a mathematics major and you're minoring in art. What do you want to do with that when you're done playing volleyball?
I'm going to finish volleyball before I actually start thinking about that because I don't really know. I enjoy my math classes and I also enjoy my art classes. And sometimes I say, oh yeah, I'm a math major and I'm an art minor, and people are like, oh, really? Those two don't really go hand in hand. But as I've like been a part of those programs for 4 years now, like I'm starting to see like similarities between them. And so I could potentially use both of those degrees. But honestly, I have no idea what I want to do after graduation. We're trying to figure that out.
All right. Well, that is senior volleyball student athlete Abby Akin. Thank you for joining us on the show today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
The Big Sky Conference airs all of its live stream sport events on Pluto TV for free, including up to 700 football, men's and women's basketball, volleyball, and selected soccer, softball, and track and field events. Watch online at www.pluto.tv or download the app. Thanks for joining us for our first episode. We'll be back next week to talk more Big Sky sports. Until then, we're Blake Barington and Karl Hunt on Around the Big Sky.